I mentioned this before. When you call the jail, like at 9:30, say, hey, I need to see so-and-so at 10 o'clock. I always forget between 9:30 and 10, something comes up, there's a disturbance, somebody drops their lunch, I don't know. The only way to do it is call like 2 minutes ahead of time. Say, I need them now. And they're certainly helpful. And even if they are irked, it's a lot better than in the old days. They'd have to get them ready, put them in a car, drive them up here, bring them back in a lockup. So the new officers don't have any recollection of the old days when we had to bring everybody up here in person. But we're going to try to talk to Dominique Rossman. He has been in custody.
I remember I'm trying to think what county it was, but they would bring all the in custodies into the courtroom and have them all sit in the jury box. And so you come in and you see like 12 people sitting in like orange jump sheets.
Well, the different counties do it differently, but that lockup is not good under any measure. And so it's certainly much safer for the inmates and for us, but I've done arraignments in several different counties and they do them different ways. And again, the advent of the Polycom screen and then Zoom has really changed things. Good morning. Are you Dominique Sierra Rossman?
Yes.
I'm Judge Middleton. I'm here at the courthouse. Your lawyer, Mr. Paul Gibson, is here with me. Also, Chief Assistant Prosecuting Attorney Joshua Robert, and your grandfather is here. He wanted to be here to support you and watch this. So he's been having quite a legal education this morning, watching a number of other cases, but he's here because he's concerned about you. You're charged with possession of methamphetamine and possession of a controlled substance, fentanyl, which is called a recipe for disaster. It's alleged to have occurred on May 10th. They filed the complaint on July 23rd, and you got arrested on August 29th. Although, yeah, I guess that's 12 days. Possession of methamphetamine is a felony. It's punishable by up to 10 years imprisonment and a fine of up to $15,000. Possession of fentanyl, which is much more dangerous, is punishable by up to 4 years imprisonment and a fine of up to $25,000. And in the last few years, we have seen people that are using both methamphetamine for one effect and fentanyl for another. Both are very debilitating. Mr. Robert, the Chief Assistant Prosecuting Attorney, said they would dismiss both of these charges for a plea to use of methamphetamine. Is that correct, Mr. Robert?
That's correct.
You agree, Mr. Gibson?
Yes, Your Honor.
That's a misdemeanor. It's punishable by up to a year in jail and a fine of up to $1,000. And once upon a time, used to require the suspension of your license. It no longer does that. Do you understand if you plead to this misdemeanor charge, you'll be giving up your right to have a trial in front of a judge or jury? There will be no trial. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
Are you going to plead to that misdemeanor charge of use of methamphetamine?
Yes.
All right. Anybody threaten you to get you to do that?
No, I'm just a little confused.
All right. Well, tell me about that.
I've been working on my recovery for a while now, and I thought I was doing the right thing by giving what I had to the police officer, considering I found it out of chance, and out of chance, I was presented with an opportunity to get rid of it because I don't actually, it's not about the drugs for me. And I don't feel like I deserve to be in here, but I'm trying to take it because I know that I did wrong and I shouldn't have possessed it in the first place. And I just don't want to be in here. So I just
Well,
I'm
that's
nervous.
pretty
I'm
universal.
nervous.
All right. Let me
Okay.
just say I'm skeptical. You picked up a bag by Mr. B's Dairy Bar with 2 grams of methamphetamine and 2 grams of fentanyl. And you
Yep.
carried it around with you all the way to Engle Road and Fairchild Road.
Yep.
And I don't believe you were just doing a good citizen deed by picking up this bag of drugs and carrying it 14 miles to another location.
I agree.
You did acknowledge to the officer that you had used previously, but you did appear to be clean and sober at the time they were talking with you. So possessing the substance, which allegedly you did when you picked up the bag, is actually a more serious charge than using it. That seems upside down. So you could plead guilty to this by acknowledging that you possessed the substance. Do you understand?
Yeah.
All right. Let me ask you again. Did anyone threaten you to get you to plead to this?
No.
All right. So let's go through this. I'm not sure that how accurate all this is, but at some point, did you come into possession of I'm not sure what this was. A bag or something with some drugs in it?
I came across the container and I opened it, knew what was there and closed it quickly and put it in my bag. That's about all I did. I didn't realize that there was anything else in there.
What was the container?
It was a black container and it was sitting on the bridge on the opposite side of the sidewalk, not on the sidewalk. It was on the opposite side. And I had heard somebody had lost a bag a few days prior. So for me to run across it as I'm going through my own trials of life and understanding the world around me right now, I'm very observant. I'm very new to a lot of things that I'm coming across to my self. So I kind of knew of the area, and on my way to Sturgis, I observed that and I've seen it.
How did you happen to be on the bridge on Middle Street?
I was already walking to Sturgis at that point.
You were walking to Sturgis?
Yes, because I was going to see a friend who has been helping me.
And you walked across the bridge by the dairy bar?
Yep, and as I was walking across, I'm very observant. I watch my surroundings. I'm learning what the world does around me when I'm alone. I sometimes I came across weed once on the ground, so I'm very observant, and I've seen that. And
so you heard that somebody lost some stuff. All right, so I'm still trying to determine what this was packaged in. You said something about a bag.
I think it was a baggie, but I don't know. I didn't actually go through the thing. I didn't do any of those drugs.
You said it was in a container. What was the container?
A little black container. I don't know what kind of container. It was a plastic black container.
All right. And then you put that plastic container in your bag?
Yeah, because I was actually very shocked that I came across it. And I didn't have a phone or anything at the time. And as an addict, you know, my first thought isn't to throw it away, you know, but I don't want to continue to contribute to my addiction. I try to hold myself accountable for everything. And when I was presented with an opportunity to get a ride to Sturgis, I definitely didn't want the cop to find it on my person. And I definitely didn't want the drugs at all. So I gave it to the cop willingly, openly. And
right, so how did you get to Engle Road and Fairchild Road?
I walked all the way that way. That's why I was like, yeah, I kind of do want that ride from the cop.
Well, that's not the way. That's not the way to Sturgis.
No, but I like to walk the back roads. I walk a lot. I walked all over this state for probably about a few months now, just from Three Rivers to Constantine to Leonidas to Centerville to Sturgis. I walked a lot because I'm alone a lot. And I
Well,
don't,
this is almost dark. It was about 9 o'clock at night in May.
I
And
don't,
so obviously the,
and I
uh,
didn't want to be in town anymore.
all right, well, someone called the police and they said, hey, there's someone walking down the road here. So they came out to check on you and said you'd like a ride to Sturgis. You were going the wrong way to Sturgis, but I'm not sure what was going on. So you were just gonna walk in the dark from where you were to Sturgis?
Yep. I mean, I'm not afraid of the dark. I shouldn't be afraid of the dark. And this is me coming into tune with nature. Truthfully, I'm embracing myself because I fear the world around me. I'm very isolated. I'm very shy of people. So at 29 years old, I shouldn't be doing this, but I didn't have anybody. I don't have friends. I didn't have family.
All right,
And
well, we'll try to figure this out. Well, you got your grandpa who obviously cares about you, but this whole thing, I'm struggling with it. I don't know where you're going or what you were doing or, all right, so you tell me you've been working on your recovery. Tell me about that.
I've been going to counseling since I've been here. I've gone to quite a few group sessions just to see what they were about. I do Pivotal, and I was never into religion up until 2 years ago, and I found a church. I got baptized the Sunday before I got in here, so that kind of dampened my life right there, because the church is what the church and God and my religion and my recovery is very important, and in my community.
You said you got here. Where are you from originally?
I'm from here originally, but like in jail is what I'm saying. Since I've been in jail, I got all my things were taken out of my apartment while I was not around.
Okay, I wasn't aware of that. Are you on probation? They didn't put a criminal history in here, and I was gonna ask for one. There's no lien. Are you on probation or parole anywhere?
No, I've never been in trouble a day in my life. I have one ticket, and that's why I was there at the courthouse originally before I came here.
You actually have 2 tickets for improper registration that you haven't paid. We'll try to sort those out.
Okay. And I'm working on it.
That's all I saw is that. So maybe there's no criminal history if you didn't have one.
Yeah, we didn't receive anything that showed any priors.
What kind of work have you done, Miss Rossman?
I've worked at the refoundry. I've worked in service for Myers. I worked at plastic factories. I worked at IAC. In the last 2 years, when I asked my mom to step in with my children, I've been refinding myself because I felt like I didn't know myself enough to mother my children at the time. So in this past 2 years, I've been going through a very hard mental dewiring of my brain and a rewiring, teaching myself about everything around me, my life. I was trying to go back to school the last 2 years, and my phone has been hacked, and it's been very scary.
So let me ask you this. I don't know where this came from. Are you a tribal member?
I think I'm just, no, I'm not. No, I'm not.
I don't know what I'm dealing with here. I can't quite figure out what's going on. But right now you're in custody. You've been there, I think, for 12 days. You haven't got a place to go. I want a better plan with someone pivotal or somebody before we do the sentence. I gotta get more info. If I let you out, you're just gonna be standing on the steps of the jail.
Well, I'm gonna go to my grandfather's and then I'm gonna talk to my mother and, there are options out there for me to go to, but I am
Where does
29.
where does your grandfather live?
Constantine. And I
That's
have a
right.
friend there that lives next door to him that has been offering me a room as well, but I haven't been able to talk to anybody.
Well, that's where I think you were going. I think you were going to Constantine, not to Sturgis.
Right.
Well, when the police gave you a ride to Sturgis, where did they take you?
No, I
It says
went,
that-
I was on my way to Sturgis. I just chose to take the back roads because I'm learning my environment without a map.
I don't believe you were on their way to Sturgis. I believe you're
It
on your way.
said
to
they,
Constantine.
in the report that they dropped her off at the Dairy Queen in Sturgis.
Yes, so you're just like a leaf in the wind.
Wanted to go, yeah.
What?
She does walk a lot of back roads.
Well, but that's
She'll
all
walk to my house. Sometimes
That's
she'll
like
call
a
me from Sturgis.
20-mile walk that she turned into a 35-mile walk. So that's
I
not
was-
the way to get to Sturgis.
That's all. I was down, and I wanted to check out that preserve out there, actually. That's kind of why I went that way. I wanted to check out the preserve.
Paul, are you available next Monday, the 16th at 10:30?
See here. Yes,
Fentanyl, 2 grams. It's not, they aren't just trace amounts, and 2 grams of methamphetamine. Addicts don't just put their drugs down and walk away. The Dairy Bar, that's the 6th Street Bridge or Middle Street Bridge. The Dairy Bar is quite popular with California tourists. I like to go there myself, but it ain't on the way to anywhere else. I don't know what I'm dealing here with Miss Rossman. Do you have a caseworker at Pivotal right now?
Yes, I do. Wendy.
All right, I'm gonna try to get some input and work out a plan. Is she welcome to come to your house?
Yes.
All right. All right, we're gonna address this next Monday at 10:30 a.m. Your grandfather is here. Will you be here then also?
Yeah.
He'll be here then. If I do let you out, there'll be somebody to pick you up and somebody to take you someplace. But I want to know more information before I do this sentence. Next Monday at 10:30. I'll see you then. I think you could also use a little more clean time. All right, I'll see you next Monday at 10.
Is she gonna stay where she's at till Monday?
Yes. She'll be safe and sound.
She needs to constantly.
Yes, I
In my
need-
opinion, she doesn't want it.
Well, I think Lisa Iantelli, her last day was, I'm not sure who's filling that function. I'll try to find out.
But I know she does walk, does a lot of walking. She walks all over the place. I mean, she's walked where it has gotten real late and she's called me and I went and got her and taken her home.
Well, this is dangerous.
Well, I know it is. I tell, you can't tell these young kids it.
All right, well, I appreciate your being here. Let's address this further next Monday at 10:30. And I'm glad to know there's at least someplace that she can go.
Yeah, I was the one that my son and myself went over, moved her stuff out of her apartment because she was being evicted from it. She hasn't worked in 2 years.
Well, she's obviously got some issues going on here, so I don't think I did the eviction. I think maybe they just did it themselves. Let me look if I did it.
She's never been in any serious
It
trouble.
doesn't look like it. I'd rather that we get there. Yes, I did it. I think I remember her now. It was just a while ago. I didn't connect the two cases. I struggled with her in that hearing also. All right, I'll take a look at that. All right, I'll see you next week.
Are you gonna go over to the jail today to see him? Are you gonna go to the jail to see him?
Now, when she's here next week, she'll
See her?
physically be here. Well, there's nothing more to see her
Well, I
about.
mean,
I'll
I
see
may
her
not,
before then.
but I mean,
Oh, okay, well, I'll go to the jail tomorrow or this afternoon and talk